down at around the 35-yard line.
Unfortunately, well, let's hope it's not a bigger injury than it looks. He's just grimacing in pain for sure. His body shifting back and forth down on the ground.
Well, Mickey Fangatua, my apologies, was in there on the sack. That'll be the 5th sack for the sophomore out of Hawaii in the last 5 weeks. This has, you take a look at Jeremiah Mitchell, Chris Lewis, and Devontae Wilson, all with Division I offers, yet to my knowledge, none for Mickey Fangatua, yet he's leading the number 1 defense in the state in sacks this year, 9 for the sophomore defensive lineman.
Well, someone's bound to offer him for sure. I mean, with numbers like that, leading the team in sacks, why not? He's the type of guy I would want on my team.
Well, he does trot off the field with his own power. To his own credit, this is a man that won the game against Saddleback off the fumble recovery, and 2 in that game against Citrus. Frankly, put yourself in a real great position. 5 sacks, as I mentioned, over the last 5 weeks. This has been a dominant effort for Mickey Fangatua, really getting things going as of late, looking to get his first scholarship offer here for the Riverside Tigers. Clock keeps moving, 5:36 to go. Pirates trail by 14, yet have the football at the Tiger 29. Back to throw. Evans looking left, chucks it to the first down line, and the catch is not made against Ray Ford. Coverage was made by the sophomore, going to Aaron Lacombe one more time, now making a 3rd down and long.
That's the 3rd straight time they go to that play. It seems as if they are trying to pick on Ray Ford officially now.
Aaron Lacombe, 4 catches for 65 yards out of the redshirt freshman in tonight's ball game, and he's going to need yet another big completion here. 3rd down and 12. Pirates 2 of 11 on 3rd downs tonight, and the first down make is at the Tigers 17. 44-30. Riverside on top. A 4-wide set. Evans calling for the football. He's got it. Looking left. Late throw over the middle, and the pass is caught. Juan Soto's got a first down. Terrence Solomon able to bring him down, but not before a pickup on 3rd and 12 of 16 yards to put Ventura inside the Tiger 12.
Great play calling by Ventura right there. For the 4th straight time, they made it seem like they were going to that far side, that same curl route to the outside, picking on Ray Ford, but instead, looking away straight down the middle. They've got a safety helping Ray Ford now, allowing that middle to be open.
Shotgun snap for Evans, throwing end zone, nearly intercepted by Quentin Hemphill. He had his eyes on a pick to seal the football game, and Mark Evans is down. He'll get up on his own power, but he took a nasty hit when releasing that ball to the end zone. Nearly an interception to seal it.
So true, Nick. Right there, stepping up in the pocket, straight into a hit. Ball incomplete.
Tigers
he lives another day.
Yeah, Tigers make every yard about as tough as they come here defensively. 2nd down and 10 at the Tiger 14. A 4-wide set, 3 to the near side. Aaron Stantman into the game as the halfback. Evans floats it to the end zone, has a man open, and he's got it for the touchdown. Juan Soto for his first grab of the game in the end zone. And with an extra point, the Pirates can make this thing a touchdown ball game. And this right now is looking a whole heck of a lot like the game against Grossmont. The defense just unable to stop that football inside the 20.
Juan Soto out of Miami, Florida, coming up with his 3rd touchdown grab of the year. Right there, totally open. You could tell that was just a broken coverage on that defense. Very rare has Riverside allowed 3 passing touchdowns.
Very rare. This is a unit that ranks number 1 in Southern California with opposing quarterbacks only, with a 44 overall QBR. Yet in this ball game, Mark Evans has been about as close to perfect, at least in the 4th quarter, that I've seen against any opposing quarterback this year. This is now the 2nd touchdown of the 4th quarter for the sophomore to pull to within 7. Let me tell you one thing. The Tigers offensively can basically erase all of the comeback efforts with a long drive to chew up the remaining 4:53. But still, you're taking a look at that defense that is really falling apart in the football game here in the 4th quarter.
I wouldn't necessarily go to that length, but let's go back to what we talked about all week with our 3rd member of our crew, Chris Sylvester. We talked about how this game wasn't even going to be close. We expected Riverside to be the total dominant team here. except for that third quarter, which was dominant, Riverside has had its struggles. Very unlike them, though.
14 unanswered points for Ventura to pull to within 7. And back deep to receive for the Tigers is the ever-so-electric Alejandro Marenco, yet he won't have an opportunity to recover the football as Neil Tamayeto is the man on the recovery at their own 30.
This is the type of situation where I feel Nicholas King will have to convert. He's a big third down.
He's got to win the game for you.
Exactly.
Of course, they let the Tigers season, or at least their conference undefeated mark, all rested in the hands of that defense. We'll see exactly if that, for one more time, will be put to the test here. The Tigers have been much maligned in the postseason under Tom Kraft, only winning one playoff game over 5 years. This is his pursuit for a second to take on Mount Sac in the Southern California Championship game. A win would be a win. Delay handoff. Here goes Anderson. Zigzags across the 30, out to the 34-yard line for a gain of 6.
And Riverside elects to give the ball to Christopher Anderson and continue to wear out this defense late in this fourth quarter. 4:30 remaining in this one, Nick.
Yeah, it's a nail-biter. The second most points allowed for the Tigers this year defensively, but you take a look at the other spectrum, this is the second most points Riverside has scored offensively all season. And the first since the Bakersfield game to open up the campaign for 2014, as Christopher Anderson gets the call one more time, and he's got it for a gain of 2. Now make it a third and short upcoming for the Tigers.
All right, so here we go. A big third down right here. The Pirates, thinking about baseball here, the Pittsburgh Pirates, but the Pirates of Ventura, with the stop here, will get the ball back with plenty of time to tie this ball game up, Nick.
Well, I understand that Riverside hasn't looked a whole lot good offensively as of late, but as a baseball reference, Dan, it'd be a home run if you're able to move the chains here on a third down and chew up another 2 minutes of clock. Delay handoff to Anderson, crawling his way for the first down. It looks like he'll come up just a bit short. Well, the Tigers needed 10. They get about 9 7/8. And Riverside will be... Nope, they call it a first down. Critical first down pickup by the Tigers. Christopher Anderson, we applaud your efforts. He's now trotting off the field, and he gives the Tigers a fresh set of downs with 3:29 to go.
It seems like they're going to need 3 major first downs, and this is the first one. So, 2 more to go, Riverside.
Well, the Pirates do have all 3 of their timeouts. 3:17 to go. The Tigers need to keep on getting things going offensively. Shotgun snap to King. Handoff goes to Jordan Howard, and that run will be bottled up behind the line of scrimmage. Tanner Gager in there on the tackle. He's got an interest. The only defensive lineman with Division I interest, he's got it from Arizona and Utah State. That defensive line has been much maligned all year, a beleaguered unit, giving up over 150 yards rushing per game, 154 to be exact. That'll rank 38th in the state of California among 69 teams. Ventura has struggled in overall defense, let alone run defense. In so far, off of that play, you force a second down and long, and Nicholas King has a lot to work with here following a 7-point lead.
He does, and that last play right there, Howard takes the ball and gets a negative rush of 3. And so instantly, Christopher Anderson is put back in, but not before not before the Pirates call timeout because of an injured player on the field.
And that injured player was Cameron Klein, convert linebacker / tight end, 6'3", 244 prospect. Second down, the Pirates won't have his efforts, but in the meantime, the Tigers with 3:05 to go, you mentioned it, are about a couple first downs away from sealing this offensively, yet you do have, despite the struggles today, one of the best defenses in the state on the other side of the football.
You really do, and this is going to be a critical possession right here. No, it is a critical possession. 3:06 remaining. Riverside on the verge of going on to play for the Southern California title.
Back-to-back ball games for the Tigers decided by a touchdown or less with under 4 minutes to go in the football game. This being a 7-point differential. They do have the lead, and they hand off to Anderson. Shot out of a cannon. He's got the first down. Gaping hole between right guard and right tackle. Christopher Anderson found the crease, picks up 13, moves the chains. Now under 3 minutes remain between the Tigers and the Southern California Championship game. The Riverside team can smell it, Dan.
Yeah, fatigue has come into play. The defensive front for Ventura has their hands on their hips, and right there, Christopher Anderson all game long has been doing it with short runs, but that last one was big for that first down.
Another run play on a first down. That'll end up losing 2 one more time. That was Jordan Howard with the give. Second down and long. The Tigers can smell blood despite the timeout by Ventura. That'll be their second with 2:32 to go in the ball game. 1 first down between the Tigers and a trip to the Southern California Championship game, but they do face a second down and long.
Ventura electing to call timeout super early with 2:32 remaining in this one. They're down to 1 timeout. I would say it's a little too early to call timeout. I would have let that clock wind down a little bit more, see if I could stop them maybe on 3rd down, and then call the timeout, but
well, you got to thank not just the timeouts here, but also those special teams for the Ventura College Pirates that have kept this thing alive. If it weren't for the 2 returns, this would be a Riverside blowout. But the special teams has really resurrected a Ventura ball club looking for their most impressive win in program recent history. Second and long, delay handoff to Anderson, bouncing outside, has room across the 50, and he's gone to the 30, loose across the 10, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Christopher Anderson, right when Ventura thought they had to stop. 51 yards later, second consecutive touchdown for Christopher Anderson. He's got a touchdown, and he's got a win for Riverside.
We talked about it before the game. Riverside had to come out and be patient, running the ball with short 3-4 yard pops, and eventually that defense of Ventura was going to wear down. Right now, they're totally worn down. This one is over, 50-37, pending an extra point.
This would tie their season high in points with 51. The extra point is good. 51-37 in favor of the hometown Tigers. And Ventura is not technically out of it yet, but with only 2:22 to go, they're going to need to get literally the stuff of miracles here and then some in order to at least tie the football game and send it to OT.
If I'm Riverside, I'm telling myself on the sideline that's more like it. A cushion of 14 points with 2:22 remaining in the ball game is where I want to be.
Christopher Anderson is not even the starter for the Tigers, yet has run for over 175 yards today on over 25 carries. This is a man out of West Valley High School with no scholarship offers yet. I'll tell you yet because he's really earned his way onto an NCAA roster, at least in tonight's ball game. Over 550 yards for him on the season. A pooch kick will be recovered. Ventura able to snag it at the 30-yard line. And the Riverside Tigers were Johnny on the spot to bring him down right around there. Well, Ventura has 70 yards to go to make things interesting here, trailing by 14 with 2:16 to go in the ball game.
Let's continue talking about Christopher Anderson now leading the team in leading all running backs on his team with 6 touchdowns.
That's amazing.
An impressive number there, and it just goes to show how much depth this Riverside Tigers offense has.
One problem for Denzel Foster is the fact that he has missed 7 games over his 25-game tenure. This is a man that has been riddled with injuries. He started his Riverside campaign with a pulled hamstring and may indeed end it with the exact same injury. He was out with the hamstring problem.
Wow.
That is so demoralizing for a man.
It's disheartening.
Yeah.
But let's see if he continues. We don't have word on what the problem is. We're speculating. We'll find out.
Last week when he was trotted off the field, it was because of a leg, and he was holding his cramp. He was holding his hamstring, but he did dress up tonight and is standing at the 45-yard line here near his side. So he has the ability to at least show up for the ball game. Hopefully he'll be able to play a week from today. Evans steps up in the pocket, chucks it long, but incomplete, too long, intended for Aaron Lacombe. And now that's the Mark Evans that the Riverside Tigers want to see, faced with a 3rd down and 10.
It's going to be a lot more tougher right now for Evans than it was in the beginning of the game, because right now Riverside's only sending their front four. Everyone else is backpedaling in coverage. So not a lot of room for Mark Evans.
Now 51-37, Mark Evans faces his biggest deficit here of the